welcome to episode 3 of Talking Cobblers About Wrestling. Finally getting round to the promised William Regal pod.
Yeah, William Regal. We did promise it. Finally, we deliver. So, William Regal, weird wrestler for people to pick for us.
Yeah, it was.
It's nearly impossible to put together a best of William Regal list because...
I think the longest match we've got is only about 22 minutes.
Yeah, something like that, and that's, I think, the ladder match that will come up. But,
yeah.
I mean, Regal, really excellent wrestler.
Yeah.
Never really in a position where he was going to have main event 5-star matches with anybody.
Well, I don't know. I think he had mega potential
Yeah.
to go to the main event and never really got a shot of it.
So, yeah, but I mean, Regal, strangely, we're filming here in Stafford, and he was born about half an hour away from here.
Yeah.
Codsall. So, well, yeah, he started in 1983, and obviously, what you best know him as, William Regal, started as Stephen Regal. And we're going to look today at some of the matches that I think best defined his career. Not necessarily the best matches.
Not all of them. I think, again, once we get towards the... Because we're only doing 6, because, like we just said, to do a best of 10, you end up with a lot of... They were matches.
Yeah, there is a lot of Regal matches where you look at it and you're like, yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
But you can't really go further than that because you're like, it was a good match, and mainly it was good because Regal was good. That's frequently the case, I think. With William Regal, you're looking at someone who is one of the most expressive
that comes up a
wrestlers.
Lot. His,
his facial expressions are absolutely fantastic, and obviously excellent technical wrestling.
Oh, without a doubt, he's and you can see the influence. I think I say in one of the matches, you can see that where Pete Dunne has got the finger manipulation.
Yeah, I think there is one of the matches that is in this. I can't remember if it's the Cesaro match or the Ono match, but yeah. There's a lot of joint manipulation, finger manipulation, stuff like that. Stuff you'd see in the British scene at the time. Or maybe not at the time because Big Daddy had ruined British wrestling by that point. But you'd see a lot in the older British style, the World of Sport style, and he mixed that with a lot of the American style when he went over there. Obviously started in the carnivals, wrestling, shoot matches against the public.
While we're on a shoot thing, that leads nicely into, before we start to the list, we have to mention who seems to prop up in every single pod that we do, Goldberg.
Oh yeah,
got to mention Goldberg.
There is the legendary Nitro match against Goldberg.
Just if you haven't seen it, then I'm wondering what you're doing watching a pod on William Regal. But we'll just run over it quickly. Goldberg at the time was murking everyone.
Yeah, he was unbeatable.
Literally
unbeatable at the
time. And then he ran into William Regal, and they went a whole 6 minutes, which for Goldberg, even now, is like an Iron Man match.
Yeah, I mean, I still think that probably ranks in the 25 longest Goldberg matches.
I'm glad they didn't pick us Goldberg.
Oh, that'd be atrocious.
Awful. But then, the story, the myth behind it is that Regal wasn't happy about being smashed and said, I'll show him a thing or two with the rookie monster.
Yeah, there's conflicting stories about this, though. They both went on Austin's podcast and they tell basically the opposite story.
Yeah.
Where Goldberg says that, Regal shot on him and made him look like an idiot, and which Regal says, Goldberg's massive. Well, why would it benefit anybody if, A, I did that, and B, why would he let me do that?
Exactly.
He's Goldberg.
Yeah.
So, and I'm always more inclined to believe what William Regal says over what Goldberg says.
Even though technically Regal could have done it because he wasn't. He's not soft, and he is a very good technician.
Yeah, but I think it's. I mean, nobody ever called anyone out on it except for Goldberg. So
Regal at the time wasn't a big enough name to be able to get away with that.
Exactly. So that's why I'm more inclined to believe Regal, and I don't know why Goldberg brought it up anyway. Because as Regal says, even if it was true, why would Goldberg make this point? Because it still makes him look weak.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
So I don't know.
Right then, on with the list. Yeah, so we'll do it in reverse order from what we consider worst to best. And the worst one is from Halloween Havoc, 1993.
That's a good Halloween Havoc. Vintage Halloween Havoc.
Vintage Halloween Havoc. Oh, don't bring up Michael Cole.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not going to go there.
but that's for the television title, which Regal contested a lot during this era of WCW.
He did.
And it's against David Boy Smith.
Yeah, or as the lower third on that show appears to say, Gavin Bond Smith.
I forgot I said that.
So, yeah, this is
This
is a match where I could say it's a match. Regal looks really good in it.
Yeah, he does.
I think this is the point here. Regal looks from start to finish like the far superior wrestler.
Yeah, he does.
All the way through. This does have Michael Buffer doing the announcing as well.
I was going to say,
he knows nothing.
A very, very young Michael Buffer.
He doesn't really know anything either.
No.
He's just got his card in front of him, and he's just
Reading
this is the Battle of Britain.
There's
Which leads me into as well, both of their entrance musics.
the same.
They sound the same.
Yeah, they do.
It's like both of these guys are British. Let's just give them similar entrance.
I'll tell you what I actually liked about this match, and it's something I think should come back into wrestling: time limits.
Oh, I love a TV title time limit.
I love but I like a time limit because it gives like a realistic feel to the
Yeah.
fight. Even if, like in this match, by the time I think 11 minutes had gone, I don't think it was 11 minutes at all. It was probably about 8.
Yeah, it probably wasn't
But
11 minutes.
Wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, it's the TV title at the time had a 15-minute time limit,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
I think may be a little bit short for a modern title limit, but 20 minutes for a TV title is perfect.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, yeah. Do you think the ending was botched? Because how the match plays out is Regal literally destroys Davey Boy
Constantly, like,
for the whole match
almost the entire match.
until the last 60 seconds when
It's a proper Hogan comeback from Davey Boy.
Davey Boy comes back strong, hits the running power slam, which not many people have kicked out, but William Regal has.
Yeah, it's like 20 seconds to go,
Yeah.
and Sir William gets up on who's Regal's manager.
Yeah.
Before Regal stole his name, gets up on the apron, and it looks like he's trying to grab William Regal's leg,
Yeah.
as if to like slow down the running power slam, but
Yeah.
he kind of just gets knocked off the apron, and there's 20 seconds left when he hits the move, and at that point, Regal's only real option is to kick out.
Yeah.
So he has to kick out.
I personally would put that down to a botch on Davey Boy's timing time.
Yeah, it did appear that way,
But
and he
then
hits the pile driver,
The
and
car driver finish.
that's a really good, well-timed finish, but
But then, it's a good match because if you were ranking it, I would give it a solid 3 stars. It's
I
good.
do. It's a 3.5 stars maybe.
Yeah.
For Regal's work, Regal's really good in it.
Yeah,
like
it is,
it's a great introduction of where Regal's style was at the time,
Yeah.
which did slightly adapt over time
Yeah.
when he got older. But it's a really good positioning of where Regal is at the
Yeah.
time.
I mean, in this match, he does dominate.
He
Davey Boy.
absolutely dominates. It's when you watch it and you're like a big muscular guy like David Boy Smith, you're not used to seeing that. Although I have realised that David Boy Smith did a lot of rest holds, so it's probably
Yeah, he did.
it was probably better off this way.
See,
But,
just on Davey Boy, everyone goes on about him as if he's the best. Out of the British Bulldog tag team, he was by far the worst wrestler.
He was probably the better person though. So.
It's not hard.
No.
There's-
But I think. I mean, of the British wrestlers that wrestled in main companies, I think David Boy Smith was probably on the lower end.
Yeah, he was. Even for that era, because I mean, it was unusual at the time to have 2 British wrestlers on American TV.
I know it's only really, but it only really comes apparent when that you hear the 2 entrance musics and you just think they have nothing here. It's just very generic stuff. But yeah, it's a nice introduction.
It's a nice intro for how Regal wrestles.
Yeah, and the WCW TV title, which he was synonymous with, so for quite a period.
So, on to the number 5 choice. We are going with Ultimo Dragon,
From Slamboree 97.
who very annoyingly gets called Ultimate Dragon. Now, I'm going to hand you over to Marsh because you can't see the look on his face because he's facing the corner. But
I hate this. I hate that he comes out as Ultimate Dragon. Ultimo Dragon doesn't even mean Ultimate Dragon. It means the last dragon, because in storyline he was supposed to be the last trainee of Bruce Lee, which I don't think is true. I haven't looked into it, but I just assume it's not true because it's wrestling.
Yeah.
But they just call him the Ultimate Dragon the entire time, and it's frustrating. I can hear Mike Tenay, because Mike Tenay's on commentary for this,
Yeah.
which makes things 10 times better, because Mike Tenay was superb for this sort of stuff.
I enjoyed-
Knowledgeable commentator.
I enjoyed Dusty on it as well. I like
Oh, Dusty's great.
Was he on it? Yeah, he was on this one.
Yeah, it's Dusty and Heenan, Shivani and Mike Tenay.
That's a great commentary lineup. Really.
And they call him Ultimate Dragon. You can almost hear him. I don't think Mike Tenay calls him Ultimate Dragon once.
No,
he just refuses to acknowledge the name.
It shouldn't. But this one again kicked off with some real good chain wrestling.
Well, this has a nice clash of styles. This because you've got Ultimo Dragon. This is coming off the J Crown when he had 9 belts.
Yeah.
and it's because you got Ultimo Dragon's like sort of Japanese Mexican hybrid style that he uses, and you got Regal's very much at the time
serious,
sort of like British mat based stuff. I think this for me is probably the best WCW match Regal had. I think it's a really good match.
It's a solid 4-star.
I think it'd be remembered a lot better if it wasn't for the fact that the end is a bit off.
The end, the end of this match, it had put it down in the 5th spot.
Yeah.
It would have probably been up there with some of the later ones, but yeah, the end. What happens at the end is they're outside of the ring. The managers, it's
Sonny Ono.
Sonny Ono attacks Regal. Regal gets in the ring, and then Sonny Ono just kicks Ultimo Dragon in the head.
Yeah.
And that's the end. And the crowd love Regal in this match, don't they?
Yeah, it's really weird.
It is.
I don't understand. I mean, Regal's not a face.
No, he came in as heel.
I assume Ultimo Dragon is kind of a heel because Sonny Ono was a heel, but it's hard reading anything into it because they really just don't like Ultimo Dragon for some reason.
And Ultimo Dragon was great.
They don't call him Ultimo Dragon.
I said Ultimo. I did say Ultimo.
But
I will call him Ultimo Dragon now.
Please don't. But yeah, no, the whole thing. I thought this match was. I thought this was a really good match. Ultimo Dragon is excellent anyway. You can go through the times Ultimo Dragon's WCW matches with Ray and Dean Malenko.
Yeah.
But it is a really good match.
I tell you what I did like in this one. It may have been one of the first times the walkaway spot was used. I love the love the walkaway spot. I love it.
He does a couple of those. He does the walkaway, and he clearly rope-a-dopes him in on a moonsault where he just casually rolls out the way at the last minute.
Yeah.
And there's the subtle things in this match. That Regal does. Regal does maybe as well as anyone that's ever done it. To be honest with you, the small things, the facial selling, the small bits of no wasted movement.
Yeah.
All of that stuff that Regal does
really
superbly is all on show here, and Ultimo Dragon's a great fall.
Which I think with Regal and his expressions and how he worked does transition into modern day NXT again, because I think a lot of the top stars who aren't Adam Cole is just a spot monkey, but
you know me, I like Adam Cole.
I like Adam Cole.
He does
he's a spot monkey.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. But yeah, really good match. Go check it out. Slamboree 1997. And now, a word from our sponsor.
By now, the benefits of CBD oil have been well documented, from recovery, stress relief, sleep, anxiety, and many more. For some of the very best products in this field, go to www.cbdfit.shop. That's www.cbdfit.shop. The shop itself is run by a PT and a very active athlete, with a martial arts background including a very successful BJJ career, so he knows all about the benefits of the product and the major benefits it has with recovery. So head over to www.cbdfit.shop for the very latest deals such as 30% off muscle and joint recovery rubbing oils.
On to the number 4 match, racing through these, and it's Antonio Cesaro. From NXT. It aired December 25th. I think
Christmas Day. It was recorded earlier than that.
2013, November 21st. It was recorded.
That was when they used to record in blocks and they used to get shown over periods of time.
Cesaro at the time was doing the We the People with Jack Swagger.
Yeah, strangely, and was on NXT for some reason.
Yeah,
but I think this was it played into the storyline at the time.
The storyline was great for this.
Yeah, so it plays into that storyline. I think the one thing that's problematic on this is Matt Bloom, Tenzai, is on commentary for this.
Yeah, he's not very good.
He's bad.
Yeah, he's very
he's bad. by all accounts, a very good trainer. But,
but not good on commentary.
Not good on commentary. That happens a lot, actually, because a match that comes up later, there's someone else on commentary that I don't like either.
But yeah, I think with this match, it was... The story going in was Regal had lost his edge, and Cesaro wanted the old William Evil Regal back. And
this is actually Regal's last match.
Yeah. I think it was a great way for him to go out.
I don't think at the time there's a person on the roster that he probably could have gone out better.
No.
But at the time as well, Cesaro was occasionally going to NXT. He had that run of matches against Sami Zayn on NXT as well. They were also really good. But yeah, this is there's not a lot I can say about this, to be honest with you.
I'll tell you what.
It's just a properly good wrestling match.
Can't say much other than technical, well worked, tough match.
That's about the perfect description of this. It feels like a proper wrestling match.
Yeah. I think what there was a couple of moves that I really liked. Cesaro showing his power from his knees, bringing.
Oh, that
was impressive. Cesaro throws an incredible drop kick.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. And it's back to the selling of Regal.
I think he hits a really stiff, pop-up European uppercut in this as well.
Yeah. Oh, they have a European uppercut off, which is great. But nobody around sells like William Regal. He sold a knee to the head as if he'd been shot.
Oh, he sells that for quite a while as well. Like, it really is. And that plays into the story that maybe Regal's can't do it anymore.
But Cesaro feeds off that and does I don't want to hit him, but then he does hit him with the match-winning neutralizer. Very, very good match.
Yeah, it literally, there's not much you can say about it. If you haven't seen it, just go and watch it. It is a really good match.
I did like, just before we move on, that Regal worked both biceps.
Yeah.
Great, because that was the whole thing with Cesaro, that he was powerful.
And work both.
Work both. Work both. And
yeah.
Try again. Number 3, and this is a strange one, because he's not actually that involved. The bits that he does were good and solid.
Yeah, this is more selling. He sells the stipulation brilliantly.
Yeah. And the story is good.
The story is fear in the stipulation and all of that, which...
but it is from Armageddon 2006, a ladder match involving Brian Kendrick and Paul London, Eminem, and the Hardy Boys.
Yeah, well, teaming with Dave Taylor. Yeah.
Now, as we said at the beginning, Dave Taylor and William Regal in a ladder match look completely out of their depth.
Yeah, they do. But Regal sells it brilliantly.
Yeah, he does.
His facial expressions of not wanting to really do anything with the ladder.
That was the whole story. I mean, it was during Teddy Long's era. But then, at the time, I think, during 2006, SmackDown pay-per-views, when they were different ones, were knocking them out of the park. They were great. And Teddy Long was fun.
Yeah, Teddy Long was fun. I mean, everything was either a tag team match or one-on-one with The Undertaker.
Because wasn't it...
It was like playing the lottery. Maybe you'd get a tag team match, but if you were really unlucky, one-on-one with The Undertaker.
Yeah. The whole story is that Regal and Taylor are out of the depth, and they do have some good moments during this.
I think the main talking point from this match, as is the main reason anyone really remembers
Mercury's face.
Is that Mercury's face got exploded.
Absolutely busted. It was a botched spot. Well, I'm not sure if it was botched.
I mean, the way it was
behalf, probably
done, I think it was meant to be done that way. But it kind of, I don't know whether the ladder flicked up faster than it was meant to, or whether more than he expected it to. But anyway, the side of the ladder just smashed his cheek.
To be fair. John Morrison, Nitro, at the time went on and did really well on his own because Mercury, I mean, you'll see a picture at the front here, where before the picture comes up, just be warned, it is very graphic. But, yeah, I think Nitro did a great job. He did some nice little spots. The good spots in this ladder match, though, all involved the underrated team of Kendrick and London. I really like them too.
Third longest reigning tag champs in WWE history.
Yeah, they're really good. They're
Behind
really good.
Demolition in the New Day.
Oh,
about a year. No, almost a year. London and Kendrick.
But they were great. And if Paul London hadn't been smiling on TV.
Oh yeah. I mean, he was probably off his tits when he did that. So,
more, yeah.
but yeah, that is.
But the best spots all involve them teams. I think one of my favourite ones is there's a spot where London and Kendrick and the Hardys get round a ladder and lift it as a 4 to dump someone out. I think it's Mercury they dump out. And with the subject matter, which is Regal, it is selling. He's selling his facials.
He more sells, like I said, he more sells the gimmick here than any of the stuff that actually happens in the match. He more sells the fact that he's not comfortable with the TLC match or 4-way ladder matches.
4-way ladder match. Yeah.
He's not comfortable with that sort of situation, and he's like, I mean, Dave Taylor's there, even less comfortable.
But I think you see this match had to be included because it is a really good match.
Oh, it's an excellent match, yeah.
But as far as a body of work for William Regal, he's not in it enough for it to be a finest hour.
Yeah,
it just has to be included because he was in it and it was good and his bits were good that he did. And
he's very entertaining in it.
He threw some good suplexes.
Yeah, he's still very entertaining in it. It's just
it didn't matter if he was there or not.
Yeah, the match could have gone anyway without him, and the match itself is ridiculously fast paced.
Yeah, it is.
So really if what people consider spot fest isn't your thing, this might not be your thing. But it works perfectly for a ladder match.
Yeah.
It's ridiculously fast paced. I don't think it stops at all.
No. And I was glad that London and Kendrick picked up the win for
them. They were picking up the wins left, right and centre there at the time. So.
And like I say, I think them as a team had legs. They would have had to change the gimmick because it was like they looked like children in overgrown trousers. But yeah, it was good. I'd give it, if we were star ranking it, probably a solid 4.5.
I think that's a perfectly fair result. I mean, there's a couple of things in this where not just the Mercury thing where he gets his face popped. There is a couple of other spots in this where they run really close. I think there's a sliced bread by Kendrick somewhere on the line where he almost
kills himself.
Yeah.
I think it was on Regal, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
And he ended up outside the. I think the ladder was in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Kendrick. Yeah.
Yeah, Kendrick does the sliced bread and almost just gets himself out of existence.
There was an ace sunset powerbomb as well from Matt. I think it's Jeff Hardy.
Yeah. I mean, there's some really nice spots in this. It properly doesn't slow down at all. No. This is the good thing about it. It's really fast paced.
Probably that pacer that popped that face. It was all done a bit quick.
Yeah, I think probably that.
We're firing through
today.
these. We haven't even gone off on a tangent once. On to number 2. And we have another one from NXT in 2013. What month was this? April. And it is William Regal versus an in-shape Cassius Ohno.
I think it's the best Chris Hero / Cassius Ohno shape. I think the best shape it's ever been in.
It was, at the time, there was another good story for this, because I think they did this and then went on to Cesaro.
That was
this story. Regal was playing mentor to Ohno at the time, wasn't he? And Ohno returned on him. And again, it's just
Chris Hero / Cassius Ohno.
It's really good.
Is one of the best technical wrestlers of the last 10 to 15 years.
Yeah.
Regardless of what shape he was in, his style was exactly the same whether he was in the shape he's in here, or whether he was much bigger.
The shape of him didn't matter. It's just.
It matters aesthetically for WWE, I guess, but
for people who only saw Cassius Ohno and didn't see Chris Hero or this version of Cassius Ohno, you would think, is that the same person?
Yeah, he's legitimately like 50 pounds long.
Yeah, without a doubt.
But yeah, I mean, he's one of the best workers going, and the fact that Regal had a very complimentary style.
They did
for Cassius Ohno.
Yeah.
So it works really well. Like all of the long end of career matches that Regal had in NXT. I think they all have some sort of substance to them that puts them above a lot of what he did on the main roster.
Yeah.
There were times on the main roster where he looked really good. His run where he was commissioner was hilarious with Tajiri, but he didn't really do a lot of great in-ring work at the time.
There was a lot that Regal did that was funny and managed to get over as funny. Because one of my pet hates is comedy in wrestling, because wrestlers as people aren't very funny.
They're not comedians, are
No.
they? At the end
But
of the
they've got a really bad sense of humour as well.
Well, I mean, in WWE, I think a lot of the problem is everyone follows Vince McMahon's sense of humour,
which is awful.
which is atrocious sense of humour.
For a man who...
So, but yeah, I mean, Regal could sell things as funny,
yeah,
even if they shouldn't be funny.
yeah.
I can't remember who it was who pissed in his tea the once.
Jericho.
Was it Jericho?
Yeah.
That shouldn't be funny, but
No.
Regal's facial expression when he drinks it is hilarious.
Yeah.
So it's not really a funny joke, but it's made funny because Regal's essentially the ultimate straight man.
I think, it keeps coming up in every match that we've mentioned. In every single match, one of the best things that Regal did, like nobody else, was sell.
It's his facial selling as much as anything. It's tremendous.
If you want to learn to sell, then Regal is the master to learn from. For me.
Absolutely.
I
think this is the match as well where he does the Pete Dunne, the finger thing that Pete Dunne stole.
There was one that I did like, which he did do in the Cesaro match as well, but because this one come first, this is where I put it in. He's distracting the ref, and he gives Ono a cheeky donkey kick in the bollocks, and then just carry on kicking him.
Yeah, I think full on heel. Even though he's the face here, he goes to the full on Regal.
I think the
classic
classic Regal heel, the very nasty cheating heel, probably could give Ric Flair for the dirtiest player in the game.
Some good silent now.
Some good silent.
Yeah.
I think the classic heel that Regal could be. Shall I try that bit again?
Yeah.
Yeah. You see, your fucking phone is throwing me now, isn't it?
That's what it is. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that the heel that Regal was, when he was the nasty, horrible bastard heel, I think he could give Ric Flair a run for his money for dirty.
There's a lot of similarities there with what they do is the distracting the ref and the low blows and that. Regal was probably a little bit more vicious with it when he did it.
One of I haven't said till here because I think this is where I noted it down anyway. One of the things I love about Regal is the viciousness in everything that he does, even his pins where he's scraping across the face.
It's the small stuff, subtle stuff, little stuff.
I love it. And everything that he does looks like it hurts.
Yeah, it looks like it was meant to hurt.
Yeah.
That's it's the little stuff in wrestling, the nuances of what Regal had down
to a T.
A T, brilliantly, as well as anyone I've ever seen, really.
Which is why it's a shame that he never got that one big run.
Yeah, I mean, the quality of matches he could have had with some of the top stars at the time. I mean, I'm wounded he never got that one-on-one match with Daniel Bryan or something like that. I assume he's wrestled Daniel Bryan somewhere along the line.
Quite probably.
But
I mean, even if you take people from the Attitude Era when he was in WWF at the time, if you take like the Mick Foley's or even Austin can go. Austin was a great wrestler.
He never got the chance to work with those on a major basis. No. Any time he faced a top guy,
he got squashed.
Yeah, he got squashed, and you never really got the chance to see him.
But this match is really, really good.
This is up there with my favourite. Like, my favourite, not just from Regal, but from the early days of NXT.
Yeah.
This is right up there. Excellent wrestling match.
Yeah. Right, we've come a long way, and we're already on to our number one match.
It's not Christian from Breaking Point 2009.
And it's not Rob Van Dam from WrestleMania X8.
No, it isn't.
Right, before we mention who it is, okay, what we need to say is we are talking about the wrestler, not the man. The man is a scumbag, but we are referencing him as a wrestler because he was a great wrestler, there's no denying that. So, it's Chris Benoit from No Mercy 2006.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing I've got to say, even though it is about the wrestler with Benoit, I forgot how popular he was around this point.
Oh yeah. In all fairness, this is when he's coming back from injury.
But he's pop when he came out with pace.
This is where he's coming back from injury, so he was really over at the time. But I don't want to dwell on that too much.
No. The other one that I did note down is, again, because he was a great wrestler. I don't think Benoit really had bad matches.
No, I think that's fair enough. He didn't.
They were good to awesome. But the spots in this one, which is great, I love. There's a test of strength spot where they're going backwards and forwards and they don't release. Is that this match?
Yeah.
And they're rolling over. There's a massive headbutt from Benoit.
I think a lot of what is the major quality moments in this is just that they appear to not give a shit.
Yeah.
So they just lay in everything.
Laying into each other.
So every chop, every strike, European uppercut, everything is laid in as stiff as you can do it without throwing a full-on attack on somebody. From
the headbutt that I said, they were both split open the hard way.
Yeah.
And it sounded horrible.
Well, I think the point here is this is the infamous pay-per-view where William Regal accidentally showed his cock on a pay-per-view.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
So I assume what happened there was he was like, look, we need to do something.
I want to be...
Yeah, I need to do something because this is... I can't... The overlasting image can't be that.
Yeah. But there was some bits I did enjoy. I liked, which I haven't seen since, the block of the chop.
Oh yeah.
Put both his arms and block the chop.
I mean, it makes perfect sense.
Of course it does.
So I don't know why. There's a JBL's on commentary for this, and he is absolutely losing his mind.
But this is a point again in 2006. There was a point, believe it or not, that JBL was really good at commentary.
He absolutely loves this.
Yeah, he does.
He cannot put it over enough, and it helps immensely. Because you've still got, I think...
Who was the commentator you didn't like in the Ono match?
Oh, Brad Maddox.
Oh, he's awful. Yeah.
Yeah.
I David Otunga him.
Yeah.
So
it was Brad Maddox.
What I've got is, if we want to sum this match up, what I put down is just a stiff, technical, old school match. Strikes, suplexes and submissions.
Cannot describe it better than that. It is. It's in the middle of a card, and it is just I don't even think they advertised that it's Benoit that he's fighting on this show.
No, I don't think they do.
So it just turns up in the middle of a card.
Yeah.
A random card in the middle of the year that really there's no anything on it, and it's just
really
there's
good.
no pressure on them to put on a great match, and they just go out there. I mean,
in the relatively short time, I'm not sure if it goes.
I think it's
10, 12 minutes.
I think it's about 12 minutes, something like that.
It's not a long. Again, with a lot of Regal's matches, I think the two longest matches that I watched in the run up to this was Cesaro and Ono, and both of them main event.
Yeah, I think the ladder match is pushing 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But there are 4 teams in that.
Yeah, so one-on-one matches, Regal didn't really go above 20 minutes, which again is a shame.
Yeah, I think he could have had some really good long matches.
I mean, he probably did in his early years that we haven't.
Oh yeah, I mean the thing with him having the TV title a lot in the early years is 15-minute time limit on every match. So
for me, if we want to sum up William Regal, because there are 6 choices. So we had David Boy Smith from Halloween Havoc 1993. Ultimate Dragon from Slamboree 1997. Then we had Armageddon 2006 with the 4-way ladder match, which included Dave Taylor.
Cesaro.
Oh yeah, I've got the order wrong. I'm just
That's fine.
Antonio Cesaro. From NXT.
Christmas Day.
It's Christmas Day 2013. Cassius Ohno.
10th of April 2013 NXT.
No Mercy 2006 Chris Benoit. I mean,
you could replace the Chris Benoit one with the Brian Pillman Memorial Show. There's a Regal Benoit match. But for the ease of it, it's far easier to find this match on the network than it is to find the Brian Pillman Memorial Show from I think it was 2000.
But I think what those matches give is quite a nice rounded look at what sort of wrestler Regal was and why it was a crying shame he never got the main event run that a lot of, especially British wrestling fans, think he deserved.
Yeah, I think the closest he came to that upper card position was when he won the King of the Ring.
Yes.
I think that was probably the closest he ever got. I would have liked to have seen, there was talk at the time that he was going to get a title run, and for whatever reason he didn't. I think partially, he may have had a substance issue at the time.
He has had his issues. I mean, he was brought in with a big fanfare at one time. I know it was an awful gimmick, the man's man.
A real man's man.
Yeah, awful gimmick, but he had a lot of fanfare behind it at the time. They were pushing hard, I think. But again, he had issues.
I wish we could play that music without getting a copyright strike.
Yeah, it was great.
That would be amazing.
But yeah, to sum up, William Regal, I think I think it's
one of the most underrated workers.
Yeah. Missed opportunity.
Yeah, missed opportunity, definitely. One if technical wrestling is your thing, absolutely super. So
yeah, so that was William Regal.
Yep, we promised it, we delivered it. It was a hard one to do because of how many of Regal's matches, not similar matches. All of his matches are different from each other.
Yeah,
but because of how many of them are just in the mid card.
Yeah.
So many of his matches are in the mid card, 10, 12-minute matches.
Yeah.
That it's hard for one to stand out massively above the other. So, but you can take any of these 6 matches, you get a good representation of what William Regal was, or Stephen Regal earlier in his career, what he was as a wrestler, and why he probably deserved better than he got.
Yeah. Obviously, if you have any thoughts yourselves, just pop them in the comments. And we'll have a look, and you can help other wrestling fans discover William Regal. So next time, we are hoping that we will have another person to join our broadcast.
Yeah, we are going to look at the Attitude Era.
We are going to look at the Attitude Era. Hopefully, the other person will be. Unfortunately, it's going to be Owen. You'll see why it's unfortunate when he's here. I mean, if you think we're hard on the eyes, you wait till you see Owen. But yeah, the Attitude Era.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
That is going to be fun.
Way to split people down the middle.
And we're going to the Attitude Era that we've decided to start it from. We will start with the never talked about Montreal Screwjob, and it will go all the way through the Attitude Era.
To I assume we're going to end at WrestleMania 17.
Yeah.
Because I don't consider the invasion.
Part
of the Attitude Era.
No. WrestleMania, to WrestleMania 17.
To WrestleMania 17.
There's loads to cover, loads. So, we hope you tune in next time.
Yep, like and subscribe.
Well done. Thank you, bye.
I don't need that.
And then no, you need to sit there. No, you just need the audio. No, you need to still sit there because it's going to cut to an advert. Fucking back.
Bastard.
And now, a word from our sponsor. Now we can go.
Let's go.